This message, Chosen One, has reached you at precisely the right time, not by accident, but by divine design. When you are living out the entirety of your royal destiny, nothing happens at chance. The forces that have been forming your path all along have divinely guided you to these words. You did not find them by accident. When you are in tune with your greater calling, the universe aligns itself perfectly, and now is the moment to embrace it. This is an extremely important moment. You have passed the last test because of the journey you have taken, which has been paved with hardships, disappointments, development, and obstacles. Heaven is now getting ready to bless you in ways you could never have predicted. This is about more than just financial rewards. It is about realizing your entire potential, achieving spiritual empowerment, and being elevated by God. The time has arrived for you to walk into the manifestation of the blessings that you were chosen for, which are far bigger than what your natural eyes can see. All of your hard work, prayers, and faith are about to come to fruition. Let's dissect this chapter by chapter and examine the importance of this particular point in your trip. If you haven't already, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe before we get started with this important message. Every selected person has to hear it. Please leave the number 55 in the comments if this message strikes a deep chord with you. This is more than simply a number. It is a holy indication to the cosmos that you are in harmony with divine purpose and prepared to receive the gifts that are in store for you. Only those who are genuinely selected will persevere through to the finish, and those who do will gain deep understanding, hone their spiritual senses, and realize their entire potential. Keep in mind that this information develops gradually. To bring your mind, body, and spirit into alignment with the truth being presented, repeat this message as many times as necessary. Every time you come back, you'll find something new, something necessary that you might have overlooked the first time. If you feel the abundance of divine love filling your heart, now is the perfect time to share it. By clicking the Super Thank You button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more, you can help spread God's blessings far and wide. Your offering will not only touch your own life, but also reach countless souls through this platform. Each of you holds a sacred place in God's magnificent plan, and your generosity will be the answer to many prayers. Take action now. Share your blessings to honor His kingdom, for you were created to accomplish even greater works through His loving hands. May God's grace be with you. Every exam you took, Chosen One, was meant to help you become a better version of yourself, not to break you. Your spirit has been honed by the hardships, heartaches, and conflicts you have encountered throughout the years. This is the time when heaven opens its doors of favor onto your life, and they were preparing you for it. These hardships were not merely assessments of your fortitude or tolerance. Rather, they were calculated chances for personal development that brought your true self into line with the divine plan for your life. Every obstacle you faced shaped you into the person you were always destined to be, like a brushstroke on the canvas of your soul. Your character was tempered by adversity, like gold purified in a fire. Your spirit has burned through the fires of hardship to burn away the doubts, the worries, the anxieties, and anything else that was keeping you back. Just as gold must withstand extreme heat to purge its impurities and emerge pure. The very core of your divine fortitude and tenacity started to emerge under the strain and heat of your tribulations. If you feel God's presence, you can tap the join button below to become part of the first chosen ones and receive the most important revelations early. Even while they may have appeared to be setbacks, every test, challenge, and adversity you encountered was actually a necessary component of your training. It helped you match with the better version of yourself that you are now embracing by cleansing your heart and mind. These difficulties weren't arbitrary or punitive. Rather, they were a necessary component of God's plan to get you ready for your future. There is always a reason why God permits us to experience hardships. He was aware that greatness needed to be refined, and that you were meant for greatness. To emerge as the person who can now bear the burden of the blessings that are going to fall upon you, you had to endure the fire. You were not intended to be destroyed by the fire, chosen one. Rather, it was intended to strengthen, fortify, and reunite you with your true self. You are now more in line with your higher calling as a result of these difficulties. Your perseverance, faith, and faith in divine timing have all been put to the test, and you passed. Through the storms, you not only survived, but flourished. The triumph lies not just in conquering the obstacles, but also in how you came out of them stronger, wiser, and more sensitive to God's voice within of you. You are now ready to receive the many gifts that are coming your way, thanks to this refining process. You can now clearly see the victory you have gained on your spiritual journey. You have been equipped not merely to manage God's benefits, but also to manage them with grace and wisdom. Heaven is prepared to open the doors of favor that will permanently alter your life now that you have been polished and your spirit is pure enough to receive the gifts that were previously out of your grasp. The purpose of the darkness you encountered was to strengthen you, not to destroy you. The long nights of uncertainty, the times you were alone, and the times you felt like you were traveling in complete darkness were all necessary. You were getting ready to face more difficult situations and enter more light at those times. Even though your obligations are enormous, they were never intended to break you. Rather, it was intended to help you develop your endurance so that you could bear the burden of greatness. You discovered how to rely on something bigger than yourself in the dark. Even when you couldn't see God's hand at work, you learned to have faith in His presence. You discovered that you weren't really alone, even when everything looked lost. Those gloomy days were times of profound transformation rather than only sorrow. During such moments, God was getting closer to you and teaching you to rely on His strength instead of your own. You gained the fortitude required to manage the benefits that are now going to be poured upon you during the time of solitude and quiet. You learnt to trust God's plans even when they didn't make sense throughout that painful time. You started to realize that God had a purpose for your life and that the difficulties were not coincidental. In actuality, the most difficult times were setting you up for the most spectacular seasons to come. They were helping you develop a strength that could only be developed through adversity. You are now prepared to enter the brightness of the light after being strengthened in the shadows. You wouldn't be able to appreciate the light that is about to shine upon you if there weren't some darkness. The blessings you are now entering were made possible by the difficult periods you went through. In reality, God was fortifying you and getting you ready for what lay ahead during the times when you felt forgotten, abandoned, or invisible. The purpose of the darkness was not to harm you, but to refine you and instill in you a spirit of perseverance that would withstand life's storms. You are now more equipped than ever to walk in the light of your blessings because of the strength you acquired in the dark. The light that is approaching is a permanent, life-changing change rather than merely a brief moment of good fortune. The strength you developed during those protracted difficult times is directly tied to the weight of the rewards you are going to receive. You are now ready to handle the favor and abundance that are coming your way because you persevered. Keep in mind that without the hardships that preceded it, no achievement can ever be truly appreciated. You've gotten closer to the light with each dark moment. Every tear that has been shed, every restless night, and every unanswered prayer has been a step toward the impending breakthrough. You deserve the blessing God is about to bestow onto your life because of your perseverance. The struggle, the anguish, and the sense of isolation were not in vain. You were molded into the person you needed to be by each of these experiences. You may now look back on those dark times with gratitude as you approach the start of a new season, since they enabled you to fully experience God's light. You can now walk in the light of provision, favor, and purpose. You will be able to handle every blessing, achievement, and victory that is on the horizon thanks to the strength you developed in the dark. You've passed the last test. You've been selected. The light of heaven is now prepared to shine upon you after you have persevered through the darkness. The time you spent in the wilderness was preparation, so it wasn't a waste. Chosen one. The divine plan, which has always been in motion even when you cannot see it, included every experience, every adversity, and every moment of uncertainty. For a purpose far bigger than you can even begin to understand, you have traveled a journey that has been molding, refining, and sculpting you. The purpose of the wilderness, the challenging, lonely, and frequently agonizing experiences, was to prepare you for your divine destiny, rather than to break you. When it seemed like everything was against you, you found faith that carried you through the wilderness and strength you did not know you had. You weren't left behind during your hardships. You were being prepared for the tremendous tasks that lay ahead, trained and equipped as the chosen one. Every challenge you've encountered has taught you something that has prepared you for the position you're about to assume. The difficulties were not merely obstacles to be surmounted. Rather, they served as training grounds for more ambitious endeavors. Your faith was refined, your vision was broadened, your character was developed, and you were put to the test in the desert. It served as a training ground for the fate you are now about to experience. God's hand was guiding you through every step, even in the most difficult times when it seemed like nothing made sense, knowing that the challenges would eventually provide a solid foundation for your life's purpose. The individuals you came into contact with, both those who attempted to bring you down and those who supported you, have molded your heart. You now understand the depths of forgiveness, the strength of compassion, and the ability to let go. Once delicate and soft, your heart has been strengthened while remaining sensitive to the needs of others. Experiences that tested your comprehension have honed your thinking, making you look for deeper truths, doubt what you believe to be true, and ultimately arrive at a point of greater clarity and purpose. You now stand at the brink of the divine destiny that was always yours because your soul has been brought into alignment with God's will. You can now achieve it. It is no longer a far-off dream. The dreams you cultivated in the peaceful times of your life, the images you once had of your mission, are about to become more than just hopes. By remaining faithful when it would have been easier to give up, by maintaining hope when all seemed lost, and by having faith that God's timing would precisely line up with your purpose, you prepared for this moment. Even if you were uncertain about how or when your destiny would come to pass, you continued to believe that it was happening, and the time has now come. Dear brothers and sisters, may the peace of God fill your hearts today. I come to remind you of a profound truth. Our lives are firmly established in God's divine purpose, untouched by the fleeting worries of this world. As Scripture tells us, "Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap." Luke 6:38. Like the mighty oak whose roots are planted deep in rich soil, our foundation is anchored in God's eternal truth. Every move we make, every stand we take, is upheld by His enduring strength. Today, you have the opportunity to participate in this divine blessing. By clicking the Super Thank You button and offering a gift of $100, you will sow into a harvest that will return to you many times over in God's abundant grace. The moment has come for you to embrace the calling you have been training for. You are at this precise time because of all you have gone through, every challenge you have encountered, and every lesson you have learned. Heaven is now setting you up to accomplish your purpose, which has been waiting for you to be ready. The training ground was the challenges. Now is your chance to become the leader you were always destined to be. The wilderness served as the school. Your destiny is the reality you are entering at this very moment, not some distant dream. Your life's purpose is a divine mission that transcends your personal goals and aspirations. It is not just a job or a duty to fulfill. Your purpose is connected to something far bigger, something that will affect people in your immediate vicinity, people you may never even meet, and possibly even future generations. It's a mission that will honor God and transform the world in ways you can't yet fully comprehend. You were created for this, though. That much is certain. You are now ready to embrace the totality of your calling because you have been prepared for this moment. Heaven has been laying the groundwork for you in the background. After being closed for so long, the doors are finally opening for you. The seemingly barred routes have been removed. Now, the opportunities, people, and resources you asked for are starting to line up. Your destiny was predetermined before you were ever born, and you are being placed in the right place at the right time to fulfill it. If you feel God's presence, you can tap the join button below to become part of the first chosen ones and receive the most important revelations early. Waiting for the proper time, for the doors to open, for the signs to arrive, for everything to fall into place, has been one of the most difficult aspects of your path. You have experienced annoyance, uncertainty, and occasionally even hopelessness while you were waiting. There were moments when it felt like nothing was happening, that all of your trust and hard work had been for nothing. You could have wondered, when will I get my turn? Or why do I seem to be stuck while others seem to be progressing? However, the waiting was never in vain for the selected one. It was preparation, not a delay. Even when it deviates from our comprehension or expectations, God's timing is always ideal. Your heart and spirit were being prepared to receive the gifts that were just over the horizon, and what may have felt like an endless wait was actually the area where you were being purified. The wait is now over. The waiting period is over, and you will soon experience an unimaginable outpouring of divine favor. Every waiting period was planned to make sure you were prepared for what was about to happen. You gained patience, tenacity, and trust while you were waiting. Knowing that the harvest would arrive in due season, you learnt to wait not just passively, but with anticipation. God's timing is always just what you need, never late. There were times when you questioned whether God would ever fulfill the promises He had given you. It's simple to feel that other people's lives are going more quickly, and that their aspirations are coming true while yours appear far off. You will see, however, that the promises made throughout your life are now fulfilled. As God intended, they are coming. The waiting season was a preparation for this glorious time when you would receive the blessings of heaven. Therefore, it wasn't a waste. Now, the promises that were made throughout your life are being fulfilled. The once closed doors are now opening wide. Things will start to line up in ways that didn't seem imaginable at first. Everything is going according to plan, and the parts of your life are coming together in divine order. Now is your moment. The waiting period is over. The blessings that have been stored in the storehouse of heaven are now being made available. Your faith has been respected, your prayers have been heard, and your tears have been tallied. It is now your moment to get the rewards that God has been preparing for you all along, since you have persevered through the waiting. The selected one has ended the wait. The time of God is now on your side. The doors will soon open wide for you to see. The promises that seemed far away are going to come true for you. Now is the moment, and your life will soon be overflowing with blessings. With God's perfect timing, you can confidently step into your destiny. You have traveled a long and challenging path. Chosen one. There were occasions when you had the option to go back, to give in to peer pressure, to take the simpler route, but you chose not to. You stayed faithful in spite of the hardships, the suffering, the uncertainties, and the barriers that stood in your way. Even when the way appeared uncertain, you continued to walk. When it seemed like everything was crumbling around you, you clung to your faith. Even when the fulfillment of God's promises seemed far off, you continued to have faith in them. Even when your belief was all that remained of you, you persisted in believing. Heaven is now ready to reward you for your steadfast faith and tenacity. Chosen one. The reward you will receive is not merely financial gain, it is honor, the profound, enduring respect that comes from having withstood life's trials and remained true throughout. Despite being put to the test in ways that many others could never fathom, you remained true to your convictions because you understood that every obstacle you encountered had a reason. Your religion was always active rather than passive. You have succeeded because you put in effort and fought for it. Heaven is now rewarding you for your dedication, your perseverance, and your capacity to believe in divine timing, even in the face of unpredictability. This is the time of year when your efforts will finally pay off. God's plan to prepare you for this moment included every tear you've shed, every heartbreak you've experienced, every moment of bewilderment and frustration, and every time you got back up and tried again. It has not been in vain that you have persisted. Every hardship served as a springboard for something bigger. You are adding layers to your foundation with each difficulty, and every instance in which you persevered over resistance has moved you one step closer to the gifts that are on the horizon. The harvest has arrived. Selected one. The results of your efforts are ready to be harvested. You are receiving more than you could have ever dreamed as a reward for your loyalty. The season of overflow is replacing the challenges that appeared to go on forever. The rewards will be greater than you could have imagined, and you will get what you have sown. However, keep in mind that the award is not exclusive to you. It also serves as evidence of God's faithfulness. The goal of your life is to show His glory in ways that will encourage others to follow in your footsteps and believe and trust in Him. The blessings that heaven is bestowing upon you will be so plentiful that they will be hard to contain. These blessings are intended to elevate you so that you might elevate others, not simply for your own benefit. Because of your faithfulness, you are not only ready to accept blessings, but also to be a conduit for them. The reward involves more than just what you will get. It also involves what you will contribute. You will now possess the means, the knowledge, and the power to assist others in following your footsteps, to shine a light on those who are still having difficulties, are still doubting, and are still battling to maintain their faith. Your faithfulness is being celebrated in the most meaningful and concrete ways throughout this season. You are entering a period in which the blessings you receive will transform not only your life, but also the lives of everyone you come into contact with. Your reward is a lasting legacy, a testament to God's goodness and faithfulness that will reverberate through future generations rather than a moment in time. Now is the moment to share God's blessings by clicking the Super Thank You button on YouTube. With a donation of $50 or more, you can actively participate in His divine mission and contribute to His greater plan. Every offering you make reflects the boundless generosity of God, and I trust it will return to you abundantly, far exceeding your hopes. Always remember, His protection and blessing accompany your every step and every act of giving. You are a vital part of His sacred design. You are strong and radiant, steadfast like His mighty rock. Experience God's miracles, feel the rewards of your generosity deep within your soul, and shine your light with boldness and faith. May you be richly blessed, and may the light of the Lord continually guide your journey. God's blessings are not supposed to be modest or restricted, chosen one. He provides you with more than enough, not just enough to get by. Your moment of wealth won't be short-lived. Overflow is on its way. It will be a constant flow of abundance, pleasure, serenity, grace, and divine favor. Heaven is laying the groundwork for something bigger than you could have ever dreamed. You are about to enter a time when God will continue to shower you with benefits, fill your cup to overflowing, and provide you with many excellent things. Consider the Bible's account of the widow's oil. She had very little oil when the prophet told her to collect as many jars as she could, but as she poured, the oil kept flowing. The blessings kept pouring into each empty vessel she supplied because of her faith and adherence to God's command. The gifts that are entering your life will never run out, just like the widow's oil did. What God has planned for you is a continuous flow that will grow as long as you take good care of it. It is not a one-time gift. God knows that you are prepared to handle overflow. Therefore, He is setting you up for it. After enduring the wait and passing the tests, you are now in a position where you can be trusted with more. In addition to providing for your necessities, this excess will uplift you to a position of prominence, sustain you, and bless you. The blessings that are on the way are meant to be shared with others, not hoarded or kept to oneself. The abundance that God is pouring into your life is putting you in a position to give as well as receive, to bless those around you. The excess you are about to go through is for God's kingdom, not just for you. You will gain the ability to pour forth into other people's lives as you receive, enabling them to enjoy the same abundance of blessings in their own lives. Because of your faithfulness, you are now being given more power and prosperity. You are now in a position where you will be a conduit for benefits rather than the one waiting for them to come. The time has come for you to walk in the overflow that heaven has prepared for you. Your blessings will serve as a testament to God's faithfulness at this time, and your life will exhibit His overflowing goodness. If you feel God's presence, you can tap the join button below to become part of the first chosen ones and receive the most important revelations early. It's time for you to take full possession of the inheritance that is properly yours, Chosen One. You are a royal heir, not just a regular human. You are descended from a divine family, full of glory, dignity, and power. The call of God on your life and the tradition of grandeur and faithfulness that has been carried down through the years determine your heritage, not the circumstances of your birth or the people in your immediate vicinity. You are entering your royal identity as you enter this